Hey guys, it's Ray with the Homebody Company back with a quick tutorial showing y'all how I piece the treetops on my new quilt Holiday Hills. I know that cutting from templates and making sure everything is lined up correctly while also trimming to the correct size can be a little intimidating, but I'm going to show you step by step how to do it, and I've also taken photos and included it in the blog, so whichever way is easiest for you to learn new things, you'll have it. Okay, so we're going to start off by cutting out our treetop. Now in the pattern you'll have your long strip of fabric. For this I just cut out one little rectangle. The only part here that you really want to line up is your bottom edge along the straight edge you have cut of your strip. And then I like to use this square ruler. You can really use anything that's as long as this edge. We're just going to line it up. And then I like to slide, line up over here. And then keeping the paper piece on, I just go along the edges where the notches are. The top one doesn't do much, but these bottom two are helpful for lining up with your background piece. So here we go. We have cut the tree top, and then we're going to cut the tree background. Now, there's two important things when cutting the background to remember. One, you want to make sure that you have your strip folded because you want to cut out two mirrored pieces. And then you're going to line up this edge right here. Kind of the same thing, lining up the top line and the bottom with your strip. You will turn these back and forth as you cut. So with this one, we'll be lining it up right here. And again, we're going to take our ruler. This one is pretty easy. And just cut straight. Move that a little bit and cut this little notch. Okay. So now we have all of our pieces cut out. So we have each side. And you're going to start with just one of the side pieces. You're going to take this bottom, so I have turned it over so that it's right sides together, and this bottom corner you want to line up with this bottom corner. So let me show you that a little closer. You have this straight line, the top corner. You're going to line up. It will have overlap here, and that is okay because we want to have more of the background fabric on the top so that you can keep your 1/2 inch space up there. And then I'm just going to pin and take it to my sewing machine. Okay, so as you see, I have sewn down this line. You do want to make sure to back stitch where these overlap, so about right here and at the end. And now I'm going to press this, and I like to press them open. Okay, so we have our seam of the first side pressed open, and we're going to do the same exact thing with this side. Put them right sides together and line up this point of your background with the top point of your treetop. Pin into place. And then the same thing that happened with the first one, you have this overlap up here. The two background pieces should be touching at the top, and this is exactly what you want to happen to make sure we have that space to trim later on. Okay, so I have sewn and pressed that second piece. Both sides I do open, and now it's time to trim. So for this particular tree top piece, we want it to be 4.5 inches wide by 6.5 long. And with all of them, you want to make sure you have a 1/2 inch left up top. So we'll start with that 1/2 inch, which is basically the top of where we are. And then 4.5, so 2.25 is the middle. Now, this is where it can get a little tricky in trimming, but it's also why I have given some extra space so that everyone has a little bit of wiggle room. Here is 2.25, which I have lined up with the center point. And then you have each of these 1/8 marks on the side that I kind of line up in the same place as each other against the triangle. And so then I'll kind of work my way down And we have these two intersections where I put the same place. We have these two 1/4 inch marks where I put in the same place. And I go about this far down. You can see even down here, we have these two intersections on both sides that are the same. So I will trim off this. And then if you have any excess up top, trim that off. Turn it around, and this one is much easier. We're gonna line it up at 4.5 and 6.5. And there you go. Your tree top is finished. You'll put your trunk on and any other pieces around the edge that it calls for. I hope that tutorial was helpful. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave them in the comments, send me an email, or find me on Instagram and send me a message, and we will make sure you get your Holiday Hills quilt put together just in time for Christmas.